It's 8:30 p.m. at night. Long day, multiple private clients, very happy with today's earnings. And a question to everyone who comes across this video: did you get that message? Right, I showed you the thumbnail. Again, very cleverly orchestrated scare tactics by Uber, sending out this email: oh, the US Department of Labor is going to affect your flexibility, is going to change your independence. Please sign up here, make your voice heard so we can fight this, right? Basically saying that Washington, D.C. is going to bring out new rules that'll affect rideshare and take away your flexibility, take away your independence. Bunch of crock, bunch of BS, right? The flexibility, when you want to drive, at what time, if you want to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, that'll never change, right? Politicians know that's how that model works. What will ultimately change is that the states and the government wants to start seeing some money from Uber. Uber's hiding all of this money overseas in offshore accounts, has had a free ride for 11, 12 years, and they are clamping down on the company. But the way the company then spins it is, DC is coming after you, is coming after your flexibility, is coming after your independence, right? Now, to what degree are you an independent contractor? I would say to about 30%, right? 30% we are independent contractors. We don't get to set our own rates. That's true, and that's what true independent contractors do. They set their own rates, right? We semi get to see the location. I welcome everyone in the house. How are you? We sort of semi see the location right now. They give you cross streets and a city like LA, big city, in this upfront pricing, upfront fare. Not every city has it, right? Not every city has the upfront fares and the upfront pricing and the trip radar. A handful of cities have it. So to a small degree, you do see the location. If you know your city, if you know your geography, it does help to some extent. What does not help is that this new method of upfront pricing, there's no accountability here. You have no idea what the rider is being charged unless you were to ask him or her, hey, by the way, I can no longer see what you're paying for your mind sharing, right? This is what I'm making. So this is probably the most slyest, scammiest way to take even more money from you. I see a lot of people dropping out. They just can't make things, can't make ends meet with upfront pricing, upfront fares, trip radar. They just cannot make the money anymore. A couple of people seem to like it. I'm talking 5 to 10%. 1 out of every 10 drivers seems to like the upfront fares and likes trip radar. Okay, I can't argue that. If you like it, you like it. But I read the messages. I'm dialed in, and people are earning less. They're driving more to make up the deficits, and they're earning less. Now, no government, no state is going to take away your flexibility. You will always get to drive when you want to drive. If you want to put in a couple of hours before the beginning of the day, before you take your kids to school, that's not going to change, right? But somebody just said bait and switch. Yeah, bait and switch is that should be their slogan. Welcome to Uber, bait and switch. Anyway, it's a scare tactic, ladies and gentlemen. I would not fill out that form. They want to get you all riled up. They really you to get upset. Oh, your flexibility has been taken away. Your independence has been taken away. Firstly, Uber, you don't offer much independence, right? The closest, by the way, for those people in Texas, North Carolina, Florida, the closest we ever got to being an independent contractor was briefly in California, when you had the multiplier and you could set your own rates. You could dictate, right, what you fairly much wanted to charge, what you were willing to drive for on a, let's say, Friday or Saturday night. 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. That got taken away. So when they start scaring you with the words, oh, we'll take your possibility that Washington, D.C. will take away your flexibility, will take away your independence. Well, Uber truly has taken away most of your independence. Let's be honest here, right? Flexibility is a good thing. It really is a good thing that you can drive whenever you wish, right? And that will not change, folks. So there's no reason to rush out and put your name on this list, trying to scare you to give you the name so that they can collect names and they can go to DC. This is way bigger than this. The government wants to start seeing some money from Uber, right? If you're providing the roads, providing the highways and the byways and the freeways, these guys are just taking money. They're hiding it in Holland. They're registered in Holland in offshore accounts. Government ain't seeing no money from Uber. So they've probably had a couple of words with the CEOs, with the investors of these big companies and say, you know, it's time to pay. It's time to pay up a little bit. I truly believe, reading between the lines, the way the company then spins it to their drivers, to the millions of drivers. Oh, by the way, they're trying to take away your independence. They're trying to take away your flexibility. There is no mention of that whatsoever by the government or by DC that they intend to take your independence or flexibility away. So that is a big Uber lie. And that Uber lie, unfortunately, somebody says they quit. Ego, you quit Uber. Look, people that are quitting Uber right now and Lyft, they're doing the math, and the math just doesn't add up. Simple, plain and simple. If you do the math, I think rideshare guy, Harry did a good video. Sergio, who I admire a lot. I like Sergio a lot. He works for the rideshare channel. Sergio really breaks down the numbers, like how much does it really cost to do rideshare? Are you really making money in rideshare? More and more, at least, drivers are reporting to me that they're not seeing the money and they cannot make ends meet and that they are moving on. Right? I've had a lot of people in the channel say, hey, you know what, I quit Uber, I started this job, I'm not so stressed. There's different types of humans out there, ladies and gentlemen, right? There's a lot of people that love their flexibility, love the fact that they can get in a car whenever they want, switch on the engine and go and work. I love that flexibility too. However, in my world, and I'm doing at least 95% private clients, I do to a degree have flexibility if I want to decline or take a trip, but I can't really, as I'm getting these orders in as from private clients, I'm just filling my calendar. And I teach you, by the way, how to do that on gigrocket.com, right, in the private chauffeur course, right? Because you have a calendar, 30 days, and you start filling it up, and you got to make sure that if you have a lot of airport pickups and drop-offs, especially with airport pickups, that you give yourself enough time before the next private client, because you don't want to catch yourself in a situation where one plane is coming in late, one plane is coming in early, and you got yourself some serious problems. So you have to create like these buffer zones. There's a lot of planning. I teach you how to do that if you want to build out your private clients. But yeah, I am an independent contractor. I am setting my own rates as a private driver. But again, my schedule dictates, right? As my calendar fills out, it's not like I can say, oh, today I'm not going to work, or today I'm just going to work half day. No, there's a lot of bookings that come in, and you have to accommodate these bookings. Now with Uber and Lyft and other rideshare companies, the good thing is, and I think the best thing ever, is that you decide when you want. Oh shit, there goes my phone. Sorry, phone fell down. I don't like this new holder that I have. I'm not very impressed with it, so I apologize for that. Here we go. Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. And we're back. I have this new phone holder. Not impressed. I'm going to get rid of it tomorrow. Maybe try a new one. But that really is the best thing about rideshare. Cannot deny that the best thing is flexibility, right? The flexibility to switch on that engine whenever you decide to work. Decide to take the day off, you decide to take the weekend off, you want to go partying, so shall it be. Rideshare allows that. Rideshare does not allow you to dictate your own rates. Rideshare, to a degree, will tell you where you are going, where the pickup location is. Many a times it takes you into very, very unsafe zones. So yeah, I mean, you got to weigh up all of these things. What you really have to do today is calculate. Right? I mean, gas prices have come down a little bit. George is in the house. Got to calculate whether you're still making money. Generally, I think drivers are not all too happy with this upfront pricing and trip radar. And with trip radar, mark my words, the first big lawsuits will be coming. It's very dangerous. You got like, you're driving, your hands on the wheel, and you got to make a quick decision. Cluck, 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 cluck. In 3-4 seconds, you got to lock in while you're driving. Not a good idea. It's going to result in accidents, and it's going to result in deaths. And the moment it's going to result in deaths or a death, the family is going to turn to an attorney, and they're going to find out that the death was caused by trip radar, a very, very unsafe new tool that Uber is operating to force you to make quick decisions and take cheap trips. The lawsuits will follow. And I'm forewarning you already. And Tony West, get ready. Petty's in the house. Good to see you. Everyone, send much love to your families, to your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your kids. I hope you are doing well. I just dropped off my last clients for the night at the airport at LAX. I was there about 30 minutes ago. Been driving all day. Been fully booked since early this morning. So it's about $1,000 day. I'm not complaining. Couple of my clients will still tip me on Venmo. So those will still be coming in. I'll check those later. I'll check my tips. So it should be a good day. Should be a good money day. And Liam's in the house. Uber is good for supplementary income. I think that's probably the best statement of the night. Uber is good for supplementary income. It's like a gap filler. It's changing a lot, right? It's more, if you have a few hours here, if you have a few hours there, and you want to supplement your current income and you want to earn a little bit extra, and you know how to work the system, you know how to bust the algorithms, you know how to break those algorithms, you know how to, no shame, you just deny, cancel. So some people have been reporting that they have a 10-12% acceptance rate. I have not seen Uber or Lyft get rid of drivers that have ultra low acceptance rates anymore. why is this happening? I think that they're having a lot of difficulties getting drivers, and they know that some of the smart drivers have figured this out, and 9 out of 10 trips just decline. Well, guess what? The next thing you know, you've gone from an 85% acceptance rate, thanks to upfront fares and radar, you may be down to 10, 15, 20%. And for some reason, Uber and Lyft are not kicking you off the platform. Why? My theory is they need drivers. They cannot afford to kick off drivers with low acceptance rates, right? They have to take every trip. They need money. Listen, they need money. They need to match cars with passengers. They need drivers to fulfill their trips. They are making the maximum margins at the moment, right? Ultra high prices for the riders, maximum spreads from the drivers. But this is not a good business formula for Uber and Lyft, right? When riders feel shafted, when drivers are unhappy, that cannot go too well for too long, my friends, right? So like you got the cows on the meadow, and you milking those cows, and you're milking them, extracting the maximum amount of milk. Well, at some point, those cows are going to get depleted, right? They'll be tired, they're going to be worn out. This system that they have in place, maximum margins to appease, to make the investors happy, it's not going to work long term. This is all very, very short term thinking. Life of Richard's in the house. Stella's in the house. Hi to everyone. Welcome you all. Smash that like button. I'm traveling here at night. I gotta say, the last the 3 weeks that I was in Europe, had a fantastic time, and it felt so good to be on that Autobahn traveling at 125 miles per hour. I was pushing it in the Mercedes, 125 miles per hour. Felt fantastic. I love speed. And that's why my new Pontiac, when it's ready, I think it's going to be probably the second. I had a Porsche 911 in South Africa. I think it's going to be the second fastest car that I've ever owned or built. This one's going to have a lot of horses, a lot of horsepower. Joshua's in the house. Yeah, it does sadly violate way too many laws. Like laws, oh really? No, ignore them, right? Or work around the laws. That's sort of like the ongoing theme with Uber. Break the law, get dragged into court, settle. Break the law, get dragged into court, settle. It's like a vicious pattern that repeats itself. Lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Why? Because they are prepared to bend the law, change the law, break the law. But it is catching up. It is catching up. You can't sustain that model for too long. Governments and cities will not tolerate this forever. The junkyard mechanics in the house. So I really see more and more cities and states clamping down on Uber. It's going to happen. They've carried this company for way too long. Especially if the company is making money in their backyard, in their cities, and then funneling all the money overseas because they're hiding it in offshore accounts. The states and the government are not going to tolerate that forever. So the time will come. The time will come when it's going to get pretty tough, and I do believe that Dara Khosrowshahi, for example, is not going to last forever. Briefly showing the investors that he can make some spreads and make some margins, but it comes at a dear cost. It comes at a big cost, right? When you start, they should have done it in increments. What they've done is they've gone way too high in massive jumps, right? They should have done it in 5% increments. But when you suddenly double and triple the rates for a rider, they're not going to pay those supersonic rates. They'll go elsewhere. They'll go to the taxis. The taxis are having an amazing revival. Taxis are doing great. I speak to countless taxi drivers in LA. They're having a good time. They're making money. I've spoken to many taxi drivers when I was traveling all over Europe in 11 countries. They're doing well again. They're healthy, and they've found a formula to outsmart and outlast Uber. So I personally think that Uber and Lyft are in for a tough time. And because they are in for a tough time, especially with their investors, ultimately, who pays the price? The driver, right? We pay the price. And the price is paid in form of margins becoming thinner for you. You have to put in more hours. Right, happy. So we shall see how long that formula lasts, right? Right now, yeah, the stock rebounded briefly, but it's tanking once again. Company ain't making money. There's nothing super exciting about the business model anymore. What's up? Steve's in the house, Mr. Alvarez. Better late than never. We have 79 people in the house. I welcome you all. Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday night. All my kids are back at school. All 5 of them. Back at school first day. I'm excited to see them. I'm going to be home in about 20 minutes. I want to hear all the first day back at school stories. I'm sure my kids are going to have a lot of stories for me. Diego's in the house. Thumbs up, everybody, thumbs up. We got 80 people in the house. Yep, customer pays 12, you get $4.95. I mean, work that out, right? Customer's paying $12 and you're getting $4.95, you're getting 5. I mean, that to me sounds like a 70-30 ratio, doesn't it? Or at least 65-45. No, sorry, 65-35. Anybody else experiencing these crazy temperatures? Man, it's hot. It was like 105 here today. Wow. Car prices are softening a bit. They are coming down a little bit, I've noticed. Getting slightly less expensive. I think I think in the next 6 to 12 months we should be back at the original car prices. Slick Nick is in the house. Jesse's in the house. Chicago, Chi-Town. Shout out to Chicago. Would love to look at the screen there. I can see you guys, but my eyes are on the road. Eyes are like over here. Driving through the night. Through the night. 110 in La Quinta. Woo! Man, how do you survive out there, Diego, in La Quinta? I mean, I love La Quinta. Been to La Quinta many times. Great place. But it's hot out there, man. The desert. Been through the desert where the da-da-da-da. Hot. Caliente. Agua caliente. And we're back. Been air conditioning all day long. AC, baby. AC. cranking up the AC. Premium is like $4 in Florida. Give me those $4 prices. I filled up at $5.50 today. $5.50. I think I put in $100. I got like 300 miles. My big guzzler. My guzzler. Found the softest neck cushion at Ross. I mean, like a new sponge one. Replaced it. Like, take a 20-minute nap, put it around my neck, kick back. Had 1 or 2 power naps today because, man, been driving all day long since early this morning. It was a good day. Probably going to end up like a $1,200 day today. And thanks to my little new spongy neck rest from Ross, managed to get like two 20-minute naps in, power naps. Feels great. Do any one of you guys or girls take power naps? Do you put your seat down once in a while, kick back, close your eyes for 20-30 minutes? Does anybody do that? I do that. All private, 1200, all private. Mr. J. Torres in the house. All of my trips were private today. And good tips. My clients are good tippers. Yep. You should be. Get on the. Only thing I don't like about private trips is the high insurance. The insurance premium is getting more and more expensive. It's like one of the biggest costs associated with this business is the insurance for private drivers or for limos, for the livery business, transportation business. They are not shy. I mean, it's very easy to get regular insurance, very easy to get rideshare insurance. It's not so easy to get commercial insurance. So if you do decide to go in that direction, take my course at Gig Rocket called A Private Chauffeur. It's a 300-minute course, teaches you everything about it, from licensing, marketing, everything, absolutely everything. And it also addresses insurance. Insurance is not a cheap one, right? Insurance and gas, those are the big cost factors when doing private trips. But you get to set your own rates. Also teach you how to set your own rates. You can model those rates around the Uber and Lyft estimator help a lot, because people are accustomed to pay certain prices on Uber. So you can extend better pricing, better pricing structure to your clients. Keeping busy, Roy Watkins knows the game, baby. The Las Vegas King, as I call him, Roy Watkins in the house. The Vegas King of private trips. Thomas Gibson, the King of private trips in San Diego. And Rideshare Professor, King of private trips in LA. It's my turf. Show me a clientele list like my clientele list. 3 billionaires in my clientele list. Roy Watkins, you know where the money is. It's in private trips, right? All day long. And where are you going to make $1,200 in a day? Tell me. Where are you going to make $1,200 in a day? After gas. But you got to hustle. You got to work. You got to network. You got to grind. You got to get those clients. Right? The clients don't just come to you and say, oh, I want to be your private client. You have to go after them. Right? You got to put in the work. Input equals output. Nothing comes easy. Nothing is ever given to you. You got to work for it, right? If you're prepared to work, the rewards are high. $4.65. Wow, that's a great price, dude. Okay, but that's not the 91, right? That's 87 gas. It cannot be 89 or 91. $4.65 is a good price. Backup drivers, thank you, Roy. Roy just brought up a really good point. Backup drivers, you got to have backup drivers, because if you double booked, triple booked. Always have to satisfy your clients and have to have a good backup driver. If operating in, I can assure you Roy would be my backup. If I was operating in San Diego, Thomas Gibson would be my backup, right? Here in LA, I've got a great backup driver, a guy that I give a lot of business. I mean, he makes a few $1,000s a month just on my overflow, And his name is Chris. He's awesome. Love that guy. Great hard worker. Mary Varolo's in the house. Somebody just asked for a private ride. Where to? How much did you quote him? It's not difficult to quote private rates. Very easy. I had one lady who's used me a lot, and then she said, "Oh, I need you to pick up 6 kids at 1:30 a.m. in the morning, right after a party." And I'm like, 1:30 a.m. Think of it, right? You're going to bed at 10, 11 o'clock. Well, you might as well not go to bed because you have a 1:30 a.m. pickup. And I quoted her a lot, and she said, "Well, that's quite a bit more than you charge regularly." And I said, "Then you need to order an Uber SUV at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Good luck, right? It's going to cost you an arm and a leg." So that my price is what it is, and you can't back down, right? You got to be firm on your pricing. People start trying to finagle and push you down in pricing. No, then you're just destroying your pricing. You got to be very firm on your pricing. If they don't like it, go elsewhere. You push them away. Denying a client or pushing them away is a good thing. Makes you come across as like not a desperate driver, and don't take this the wrong way. Some people that are taking these trip radar trips for peanuts. I mean, you got to be pretty freaking desperate. Oh, great! There goes my phone again. You got to be pretty freaking desperate if you are accepting every upfront fare, upfront pricing trip, and every trip radar. You got to be pretty damn desperate. That's not the way to do it. Just cancel anything that doesn't make sense. If you say, "Hey, I will not drive for less than 2 miles," and you get an offer for $1.10, $1.20, $1.50, cancel. You have to cancel and cancel and cancel. So what if your cancellation rate goes through the roof? So what, right? I'd rather do fewer better paying trips than a ton of low paying trips and burning up gas and putting miles on my car, right? I mean, think of the miles. Just think of the miles you put on your UberX car, your XL, or your Toyota Corolla or Prius by accepting anything and everything. That's not the end goal here, my friends. It's not how you make money. That's not working smart. Taking every little crappy trip for whatever they offer you. No. Don't be afraid to let your acceptance rate go down. They are not, for some reason, deactivating drivers over low acceptance. There's a lot of people that have been reporting 10, 12, 15, 20% acceptance rate. And Uber and Lyft are not letting them go. Why are they not letting them go? They need drivers. It is difficult to get drivers right now because the only people that make money for 2 or 3 months are the newbies. They spoil them. They throw them a lot of bones. And then the algorithms start kicking in, right? Have you noticed that? The algorithms start bumping you down, and they bump you down. You bump you down. And that's when people start calculating, is this making sense? You're doing a big wedding party? You're going to be driving a lot there, my friend. Back and forth. I love those wedding parties. I love doing weddings. I've had my car dressed up several times, you know. Drove the Bentley once for a wedding. I've driven the Cadillac a few times. People pretty it up, right? You know, I don't mind. They can write just married on the car. I don't mind. I'll clean it off afterwards. I want my clients to be happy. If they want to write just married on my vehicle and I'm getting paid for the day, I create a happy customer. They say, oh, can we put that white paint on your window? Absolutely. Write whatever you want. Just married or never getting divorced or whatever you want to write, right? Put it on there. Has anyone seen the GPS garbage for customer pickup? No, I haven't seen that. I've got a car behind me here. Yeah, I understand. Like, people were afraid to bring the acceptance rate down. I fully understand that, and I respect that, right? But you cannot accept every one of these trips right now. So is your acceptance rate going to go down? Yes, it is. Because if you are taking anything and everything right now just to save your acceptance rate, you're not making money. I mean, I've always been for cherry picking, always, right? I'm a big cherry picker. Even in my private trips, if it makes more sense for me to move my day around and give some trips to another backup driver because I can make more money, I do that, right? But on rideshare, only way you're going to make money is cherry pick. You cannot go in with the attitude, oh, I'm too afraid to touch my acceptance rate. I'm just going to take whatever they send me. Listen, if you just take everything that Trip Radar and everything that Upfront Fares sends you, you ain't making money. You are going backwards. And people eventually figure that out. Eventually. The not too smart drivers figure that out. That accepting everything is not going to get them anywhere. And Uber and Lyft capitalize on that, right? They capitalize on that stupidity, right? That there are drivers out there that absolutely take everything. Every little scrap they take, you're not making money. The company is making money, you're not making money. And you will get a rude awakening when you barely making money, a little bit of money, and you're putting crazy hours, your health's going down the drain, crazy miles, and then you get hit with maintenance fee after maintenance fee after transmission fee, and you've burnt your car out in no time, and you're sitting there and say, I haven't made money. I haven't made money. So do not, I'm telling you right now, do not be afraid to let your acceptance rate slide a bit. That's the only way to make money right now. With Trip Radar and Upfront Fares, a lot of cities are operating that way, is to really go through those trips. Nope, not taking that one, not taking that one. Nope, quick calculation, doesn't make sense. Nope, this one, nope. Oh, okay, I'm driving back home. I might as well take any trip right now. This one I'm not taking, that one. This one makes sense. Okay, and cherry pick. And know your bottom line, know your threshold, know what you are willing to drive for, know what you are willing to not drive for, and don't compromise. Do not compromise. So what if your acceptance rate goes to a ball of shit, right? Doesn't matter. Do not compromise. Johnny's in the house, Taurus is in the house. I do not like that Lyft doesn't show how much is paying and where. Yeah, like, hello, big question mark. Where am I going? What am I getting? No, you need to know at all times, I'm going to be making this, and I know where I'm going. And I'm only prepared to go to that location because I know it's safe. No question marks, right? You cannot drive into question marks. Too much anxiety, too much stress, too little money, right? So, you know, pick the ones that make sense to you. And everything else to the side. Nope, pass. Send me a good offer. Pass. No, still not a good offer. Pass. Take that one. You know, and safety is muy importante. Mr. G's in the house. Your safety, your life, just think of it, man. It's not compromising your safety, compromising your life. It's not worth all the money in the world, right? You got to come back home at night. You want to sleep in your bed. You want to be with your family each night. You don't want to go into some sort of like unknown danger zone and never come back home again. Bullshit. So, and I don't think it's a great job if you are doing this daily. And I don't know, maybe this is you, maybe this is not you. But if you going out daily, and let's say you're working in a city like DC or Chicago with a lot of carjackings, a lot of craziness, is it worth it? Is it worth it to be subjected to that stress and anxiety and that worry, that constant worry? I'm going to go out working today, but I don't feel safe. I'm going to go out working today, but deep down, I don't feel safe. Hell no. Hell no. Scott Robertson's in the house. Hello, everyone. Private all day long. I like it. I like it. Listen, get yourself an SUV, a used SUV, or a used XL vehicle, something big, that's something you can transport multiple clients, a lot of luggage, and start recruiting your private clients. So you'll never look back. You'll never look back. I mean, I've literally worldwide probably trained a few thousand drivers in this field, how to start their own company, how to start their own fleet, how to become a one-man show private limo company, how to have multiple cars. And I'll tell you right now, in all the years, been doing this for about 9 to 10 years, I have not seen one individual fail, not one. I've seen one fool where I knew right in the beginning, and I'm not going to mention any names, this is way back, I knew the guy is not going anywhere because he was just too scared. He was too scared. He was always looking for excuses to get out, always texting and emailing me, and always looking for ways not to start. He was just too fearful. He was not willing to take a little bit of a risk. But those other 99.9% of drivers that have gone the private route have never, ever turned back, because there is an endless friends. Alex is in the house. There's an endless flow of private clients ready for you. You just got to find them, recruit them, and nurture them, and take their money, right? If you're in any big metropolitan city or any medium-sized city, it's a little bit more difficult than if you're in a tiny little town or a village to recruit private clients. But even there, you can do it, right? You can be a big fish in a small pond. You can also be a small fish in a big pond. LA is a big pond, right? I can tell you right now, I'm a tiny. I'm not a tiny fish because I got a lot of cars, but LA, Los Angeles, oh my goodness, it could accommodate. Look how well. Let me just tell you this. Look how well Alto, ALTO. Look how well Alto is doing in LA. They started in Texas. Alto is making the real money in LA, and there's more cars getting on the road on Alto. Right, they pay them hourly. But those are all very expensive trips paid by private clients. They pay Alto. Alto pays their drivers. Not not the model that I would operate, not the model I would drive for. I wouldn't drive for Alta because I'm not an hourly person. But the point I'm trying to make is there is so much room for SUVs, new SUVs in LA. So much room. There are so many clients you can recruit on the streets of LA. New drivers pick up any trips they is this guy is so funny. This kid in this neighborhood, he hides his cigarettes here. He has a little hiding place, and he's an autistic kid, and I'm watching him right now. He's digging the hole because he has these little cigarette stubs. Friends, I have a 12 Camry and a 08 Camry hybrid paid for. You know, rent those out. I mean, put those on hire car, put those on Turo, whatever, rent those out, and start getting into the bigger vehicles. Because the real margins, like when you're leasing out vehicles in a fleet, you have to do double the work. I mean, you can go out and buy 2 or 3 Priuses, but how much can you rent out a Prius, lease it out for per week? $250 maybe, $300 if you're lucky. An SUV, you'll instantly get $550 or more, $650, right? So the money's in the big cars. If you're starting a fleet, the money's in the big cars. Way less work than having a fleet of Priuses versus a fleet of Suburbans. But the ROI, the return on investment for fleet operators is through the roof. 15 months later, I've got this down, this formula, 15 months later, that car is fully paid for, everything is paid for, all the maintenance is paid for, and you're starting to make money. In month number 16, you're starting to make real money. And you'll get 4 to 5 good years out of the car, and then you can always still sell the car with high mileage. Rick's in the house. Let's see who's in the house. Rick's in the house. Andy's in the house. He says veteran drivers cherry pick, new drivers just pick up. That's it. You got it down, Andy. You know the game. Veteran drivers cherry pick, new drivers take everything. Mary Varallo says, how much, Scott Robertson? Gerald's in the house. Slick Nick's in the house. Taurus is in the house. Friends is in the house. An American chauffeur's in the house. Atlanta. Welcome, American chauffeur from Atlanta. Good to see you. I like your name. An American chauffeur. I love that. That's original. It's catchy. It's smart. And he's making money. I'm telling you right now. Atlanta, good city. Rick. A lot of good. Rick Rodriguez is in the house. A lot of good peeps in the house. The renters of your vehicles, if you have a Camry and you're renting it through hire car, you're absolutely right. They don't care about you. It's like Avis or budget rentals, right? But it's a whole different ball game if you have SUVs like Suburbans, Yukons, Denalis, Cadillacs, and you are renting them out because you just pick the best drivers. And the way you cherry pick those drivers, you take someone who's done 1,000 trips, has a 4.95 rating, who takes care of the car, cleans the car. You check in with them weekly when you pay them. And if you find that the person's neglecting the car looks like a piece of shit, or there's trash inside, you let them go. I've kicked drivers out of my lease program because if you're not treating my car like your car, forget about it. Adios, goodbye. 83 people in the house. Hit it. I want to get a 60. I want to get to bed. I am so freaking tired. I've been going since early this morning till 9:30. I mean, it's not late at night. It's only 9:30, but hit that. Salute. My TV's in the house. Salute. Salutations back, my friend. 59. Smack Dara, one more. I need 60. Smack Dara, give me a 60. I'll smack him for you. I'll give him a nice flatty. I'm super excited to go and watch the World Rugby Sevens in LA this weekend. Hope South Africa wins. It's going to be exciting. We have 59. I need uno, por favor. 61. 2 smacks. Boom! I flatty Dara. 2 flatties there. Anybody else? 61. Give me a 62 so I can flatty John Zimmer or Logan Green. I need 2 more. 1 for John Zimmer and 1 for Logan Green. I need 2 more. Dos, por favor. 2 bitte. 2, s'il vous plaît. 2 alsjeblieft. Boom! Got another one. That was for John Zimmer. I need 1 more for Logan Green. 1 more. 62. Give me another like. Make it 63. Who's number 63? I'm getting ready. This one's for Logan Green. Boom! Boom! 2 for Logan Green. I need 1 for Tony Zoo from DoorDash. 1 slap. 60. Boom! Boom! 2 on Tony Zoo's ass. All right, my friends. Drink your water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Please stay safe. Please get yourself a nice neck cushion like this. Take your 20-minute little power rests. Sleep's important, right? You want to fall asleep on the road, cause a crash. Please sleep. Drink well, hydrate, eat well, pack yourself lunches, and do me a favor, start going after those private clients. Hit me up at Gig Rocket and the private chauffeur course. Use smack, use the code HELP, HELP20, get a 20% discount, and then let's have a conversation. Let's get on the phone. Right? God bless you all. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Lots of love from California, from me, from my family to yours. Take care of your loved ones. And really, really important, here's the big one. Be safe. Be safe. Every hour you drive, be safe. Take rests. Have your mace. Have whatever it takes to keep you safe. You are numero uno, my friends. You're the number one. Number one here. Remember that, right? Talking to you right now. I'm looking in your eyes. You're the number one. You take care of yourself, okay? You take care of your health. It's important, my friends. Never compromise your health. Never, ever compromise your safety. God bless you all. Love you much. Take care, my friends. I'm excited to see you in the next live feed. Good night, everyone. Have a good one. Thank you.